It is dinner time. What percentage of men do you think would fail or fall into this trap? And the trap is this: a woman of higher status, and she's good looking. She's continuously throwing the drawers at him, throwing the panties at him, trying to have sex with him. How many men do you think will fail? What's the percentage? Now, this makes me think about the story of Joseph in the Bible. And a lot of people love the story of Joseph, but their big takeaways are, okay, you can go from nothing to something, or you can go from bondage to being rich and famous. But when I was reading the story of Joseph again, my big takeaway was flee from temptation. Don't play with the fire. Sometimes you have to run from temptation. And when you run, you better run like your Sha'Carri Richardson or Noah Lyles. Now, if you're not familiar with the story of Joseph, we're talking about in Genesis chapter 39. Joseph has a boss. His boss's name is Potiphar. Potiphar has a wife. Potiphar's wife is throwing the draws at Joseph every chance she's get, talking about, come to bed with me, Joseph, come. I just imagine if this was in today's world, she'd be the type that's like, hey, Joseph, could I talk to you about that thing? Wink, wink. And Joseph is like, is the house burning down? Is somebody dying? Oh, no, then we don't have anything to talk about. Now, this isn't biblical either, but I'm thinking like Potiphar's wife has to be fine. She has to be good looking, or she has to have some type of a sex appeal, where a lot of the dudes in the house are probably like, if Ms. Potiphar was throwing it at me, I would do some things to her. Now, the thing we got to realize about temptation is appealing. Like it pleases the eye. Like that's the whole point. We expect the enemy to use some obvious ticking time bomb when it comes to our temptation, or be like, danger, watch out. And that's not how it works. And there are three big things that we can learn from Joseph. The first thing is this: Joseph wanted nothing to do with Potiphar's wife. He wanted to avoid her as much as he possibly could. Think about how we handle temptation. We usually like to look at it, maybe poke around it, maybe flirt with it, see how close we can get to the fire. But Joseph didn't do that. If Joseph would have had the mentality of, you know what, I actually want to see if she's serious, or there's nothing wrong with a little flirting, he probably would have failed. The second thing we can learn from Joseph is he didn't ask the question of, can I get away with this? And will anybody find out? Which are questions we usually ask. In fact, in Genesis 39, verse 9, he told Potiphar, like, look, your husband has put me in charge of everything. I can have anything in this house except you, because you are his wife. And he said this question: how then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God? Joseph knew that God was going to see it. The third thing we can learn from Joseph is sometimes you just have to flat out run from temptation. And when it comes to running, you may lose something. So when Joseph got cornered by Potiphar and she gets to pulling on his cloak saying, come do the freaky deaky and the nasty with me, please, Joseph. Joseph said no. And he ran and he lost something. He lost his cloak and he lost his position. And when it comes to us running from temptation, we may lose a job, a relationship. We may lose status, popularity, money. We may lose something. But you have to remember this, and I can guarantee this: you will have grown and you will have allowed God to work on your behalf and for your best, and put you in the position that he wants you to be in, aka the best position. So my question for you is this: what are you being tempted with? Whatever it is, run from it. Learn from Joseph and run. Don't play with the fire. Run to what though? Run to God's word. Run to God's truth. Run to people that are going to support you and help you stand firm and remind you of Jesus's love. And this is the non-microwave truth, but on microwave time. Don't play with the fire or Potiphar's wife. Shalom, shalom.